So welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom, and as predicted and expected, the Tiger 131 has gone on sale in the Wargaming shop this weekend. So it's only available for 10 days. So what's that? I'm recording this on Friday, so yeah, not long. But they're about to bring it back if it's successful. They always do. So why is this special? Well, the 131 was a vehicle that was captured in the Second World War by the British Army in Tunisia, I believe, in 1942. Captured largely intact, and has been renovated down at the Bovington Tank Museum in Dorset in the UK, and is now the only running Tiger in the world. So if you go down to the museum for any of their display days, Tank Fest, etc., you can see the Tiger 131 running, and that's why it's so special, because it's the only one that is at the moment. In terms of stats, it's basically just a Japanese Tiger at tier 6. So if you've got the Japanese Tiger, you've got the 131, but you haven't, because it hasn't got all the camo, and it doesn't say 131 on the side. So let's look at the packages before we go and have a look at the tank. 3 packages available. The standard tank, this one just comes with the tank, comes with a crew with 100% Brothers in Arms already set up, and the garage slot. So again, the way that works, a bit like the Rudy and all those guys, all those tanks, is that it's the first time the Germans have ever had any crew with 100% built-in crew experience. So basically the way it works is they've already got Brothers in Arms. Any subsequent experience is built up to trade up for another skill, but it's as though that skill is its first skill. So the Brothers in Arms doesn't count, because the way it works with skills is your first one is relatively easy to get. Once you've got your first one, the second one is proportionally harder, the next one is proportionally harder than that, and it gets progressively harder until, you know, just to move it 1% takes a huge amount of experience. Obviously these guys having Brothers in Arms already means that they start with that bonus, but your other subsequent skills count as only their first one for the purposes of earning experience. So that means effectively it's easier to get your second skill on these crews and your third skill and your fourth skill than any other crew, because you start with that Brothers in Arms already there, but it doesn't count for the calculations. I've probably made that really complicated. Anyway, you guys understand. £14.19, so it's a tier 6 heavy tank. That's actually quite reasonable compared to a lot of the tanks that are out there. It's not a tier 8, so it's not going to generate the credits that a tier 8 will, but £14.19 is not bad if you want a piece of history in your garage and you want, or a collector or what have you. So that's what you get. The other options you've got, just nip back in here, you've got the ultimate package. So that gives you the tank, the crew again, garage slot, 3,800 gold, 15 missions of ×5 experience for the crew, and 10 personal reserves of 200% experience for 2 hours. So the way the mission ones work is that once you've done your ×2 or ×3 or whatever it is for the first one of the day, every subsequent victory in that day earns up to the total of 15, earns you 5 times the experience for the crew. So it's a really good way of bolstering your crew, getting them trained up really quickly. This package is not bad either, £26.42. Not bad at all. It makes me laugh, they put this discount thing. It's like saving 10%. How can you be saving anything? None of this stuff is available. You can buy the gold and you can buy the tank, but these stuff I don't think of. Anyway, whatever. So £26 is not too bad, I guess. And then there is the Supreme package. The Supreme package, which saves you 26%, which is £35.24. You get the Tiger and the crew. You also get the Panzerkampf B2 740F, which is this very rare tier 4, not very rare, fairly rare tier 4 German heavy tank. You get 2 garage slots, you get 5,500 gold, 30 days of premium, you get 30 of the missions, but that only work on the Tiger, and you get 10 personal reserves of 300% crew experience for 2 hours. So pretty damn good. So yeah, £35, that's basically the price of a tier 8 premium. You're getting a tier 6 and a tier 4 plus gold plus count time plus these extra tiddly bits, which is kind of interesting. So anyway, let's hop over and have a look at it. So what do you get for your £14? Well, you get a rather nice model. This is the tank. It's a beautiful, beautiful looking thing. And I'm biased, but I like the Tiger, always have done. I think it's a great looking tank. So you get the Tiger and you get the crew. All of them already have Brothers in Arms as a base skill that doesn't count towards their, how they earn the next skill. So basically, it's like having Brothers in Arms, and the second skill you get is treated like your first. So let's select. It's not very clear, is it, Dom? No. But if I select Sixth Sense, I'll start to earn credit, experience to get that Sixth Sense up in exactly the same way as if I didn't have Brothers in Arms there at all. Basically, is what it means. So here we go. I mean, you can't really do a review of this tank because it is basically identical to the Japanese Tiger. It's in every possible way. There is just one minor change in it. So here we go. Tiger on the left, Japanese Tiger on the right. Identical stats all the way down. Identical. Until you get down to, bizarrely, the weight. The weight of the Tiger 131 is 0.02 heavier than the Japanese Tiger for some reason. I don't know, maybe the German crew have had a bit of a good lunch or something, but yeah, no difference. And that has a slight change in the power ratio, 11.26 as opposed to 11.27. That's so minimal you won't notice it. Interesting, the Tiger 1 comes with a camo that's already painted on, which is not as effective as the heavy tank's paid for camo, if you like. So that's another difference. And signal range. The 131 has a better radio by nearly 100 meters, which is actually quite a lot compared to the Japanese Tiger. So the 131 comes with this painted on camo. You can't add anything else to it. This is all you get. Well, this tantalizes you there, but you say nothing found. You can't add any kind of extra camo on it. So I guess it changes itself depending on the environment. Now, what does tend to happen with tanks that have their camo or permanently applied is it's better than a tank without camo, but not quite as good as a tank with camo, basically. The main thing about this tank is, well, not the main thing, one of the things, historic things about is the main thing. The 131 comes with a short-barreled 88mm. The long 56 has a very good rate of fire, 8.57 rounds per minute, 145 penetration, 194 with APCR, 44 with HE, and a very healthy 220 average damage. Very nice. 0.38 dispersion is nothing special, and aim time is also nothing special at 2.3. But it's a good gun, especially on a tier 6 tank. It means your DPM with no equipment loaded yet, but with that Brothers in Arms, it gives me just over 2,000. There we go, 2,11 damage per minute. My dispersion with the Brothers in Arms crew brings it down to 0.36, and aim time 2.16. So yeah, pretty good. Turret traverses at 21.33, which is okay, and gun depression is a very healthy -8. Very good indeed. So overall, pretty good gun by the look of it. 950 health. That's considerably lower than the tier 7 Tiger 1, but that is tier 7 and fights tier 9s. This is tier 6 and fights tier 8, so 950 is a bit more akin to what a tier 6 heavy tank would have, but the armour is identical. This has exactly the same armour as the tier 7 Tiger, 100, 80, 80, 100, 80, 80 on the turret. Now the only difference is the cupola. Commander's cupola is rather big on this, and is also a bit of a weak spot. So let's hop over to Tanks GG and take a look at that. So here we are in Tanks GG, looking at the armour profile, and it's pretty pathetic, to be honest. There's the 100mm plate. When it looks straight at you, that's 120. This bit, however, this middle section is still 100. So you'd need to angle it that kind of amount to get it to 120. But look at what it's doing to your side, you know, just crazy. The lower plate goes down to about 165, so that's not too bad. So not great armor here. This upper plate here is an auto bounce. The front of the turret is actually pretty good in places, so 250 around the gun mantlet. Around the edges here, 140, 150. Not bad at all. If you angle it a bit, it goes up even more. Side of the turret is not great, 130, but you've got quite an angle there. Side of the turret, side of the tank itself, 80. You're angling it a bit, goes up to 140, so it might be able to do a bit of side scraping in sort of when it's top tier or so forth. But the cupola's actually pretty big, and it's a lot bigger than the Tiger 1 or even the Japanese Tiger. So it's 80mm there, 60, 50 there. He's rounded, but wow, that's a bit of a carbuncle. So this thing, I think, will be pretty good at poking over. And I mean, the front of this turret, apart from that cupola, the front of this turret is pretty good. So it's got minus 8 degrees of gun depression. So if you can get this into a hold down position and hide all this frontal armor here and keep that gun singing, it could be quite effective in that kind of role. Anyway, armor, yeah, not really for the Tiger 131. A bit like well, in fact it's identical armor to the Tiger 1, just the cupola's different. So basically you've got tier 7 Tiger armor on a tier 6 tank. 570 tons of weight without any equipment loaded, that is. 650 engine, 11.4 power ratio is not bad. Top speed of 40 is okay. 12 in reverse and 27.7 traverse speed. Concealment, well, it's a big tank. 7.6% stationary is not great, so yeah, you're not really going to hide for long. Base view range, remember this has got Brothers in Arms on it, so it's going to be 370. I'm getting 378. Is that right? Let me just check. Yes, so I'm getting +8 for the Brothers in Arms. So 370 is your base view range, 378 if you keep the crew they give you with it. And signal range 757. Again, getting a boost of 16 with Brothers in Arms, so that's 740, which is what we saw on the comparison. So overall, the Tiger is one of those iconic tanks. I love it. I've kept my tier 7 Tiger 1 for that very reason, and I do roll out in it every so often. You have to be really careful at tier 7 because it's not the brute that everyone imagines it's going to be. If you've read any history of the Second World War, you'll know that this thing spread terror into in the eyes of all the Allied tanks and tankers who came up against it, because it was something they'd never dealt with, and it was the thickest armour they'd ever seen, and their guns just weren't capable of penetrating it initially. And if you drive it like that in World of Tanks, generally you'll die. This armour, while very good, 100mm is pretty good. It's flat as a pancake, and so yeah, pretty much anything can go through it. So you have to be a little bit more careful at tier 7. Now at tier 6 you're going to be up against tier 4s from time to time, and if you angle that frontal armour you should be okay. So it may be possible to play a little bit more aggressively. We'll have to see. Right, let me see if I can get it equipped and we'll take it out and play a couple of games. Okay, so here we go. I'm going with the standard crew. I'm not going to put a special crew in. I'm not going to put another German crew in here for the time being. I'm just going to train this thing up. I've put on gun rammer, coated optics to get that view range. I mean, look at this view range, 427. So in the games where you're bottom tier, you can at least play sniper role with effectiveness. That's why I chose that. And vents, because that improves everything. So it's got my rate of fire up to 10.3, my damage per minute a very impressive 2284. Dispersion is down to 0.35, which is not brilliant, but it's okay, and 2.11 aim time. So hopefully that will give it a good chance to do well. Let's see, shall we? This doesn't look so good. 2 Scorpions who don't need to even worry about my armour. Tell it's the weekend, can't you guys? Because some of these players. Oh, I'm not. I don't. I don't get so excited about stats, but I mean, look at that guy up in there. Their Hawk 22. 115 games in that thing. He's got a 37% win rate. 37. Holy moly. Do you know what? I'm going to break my own rule and I'm going to go left. I never go left on this map. I don't like going left. But I've got no sixth sense, as I forgot in the last game. And as a consequence, I don't really want to go sniping in the middle because I know, or down the right hand side, because I know damn well that's where the scorpions are going to be. And 2 shots, they kill me. And 100mm of armour is not going to stop their shots. Definitely not going to stop their shots. There's our friend in the Hawk, at least he's on the other flank, so I don't have to worry about being spotted by him. I'll play a support role here, I'm going to have to. Intriguing, isn't it? This is a new tank. And we've seen 1 so far. I know it's still a little bit early on the Saturday, but and combined with yesterday, I saw nothing. I'm wondering whether Wargaming's plan to just reskin tanks all the time and make money that way is actually paying off this time. I'm not sure whether I can pen an IS, but we'll see. Oh, no need to worry, he's down. Right, none of these guys are pushing, so I'm going to have to show them how to do it, otherwise we're just dead. Oh, our friend in the Hawk's keeping his average up, which is good to see. Oh, that's a nice shot like that. Come on, reload, reload, I want you. There we go, we got him. Oh, there's a Sioux out there. Shoot. Where was the Sioux? Got a big, oh, there he is. Got a big hole in my lower plates there. That's what a hot Sioux will do to you. Eggy Sioux. Let's drop back down. I don't want to be up there. Well, 6-1. I wasn't expecting that at all. Mind you, there's still got a lot of good tanks left. Right, let's go and do some E25 eating. Another kill. Oh, there's a scorpion. Loaded HE, see if I can take him down quicker. Keep to the upper slope. Oof, that was only splash there. I like this gun. Snapshots are like a beaut. All their all the remaining tanks are on the other side, as you can see. A bit slow to get going from a cold start. This is just a Tiger. It's just like a Tiger. In every possible way, just with a slightly worse gun. And I like the Tiger, so I like this, frankly. And it's historic, and I like the idea of historic tanks in the game. Let's load an HE shell, see if we can wreck that guy. He's hiding. I think I'm going to get another shot off. No, not. Oh well, GG, good game, we win. Oh, look at the big gash in the top of my turret. It scratched me lovely paintwork. What are you doing? Second class again, different kind of second class this time, did some kills. We got Reaper, Fighter, Big Dick, and Fire for Effect. What do I get there? Oh, ×2 for a supplicant victory. Okay, fair enough. Second on the team, 1095 damage, 4 kills, 890 base XP. 8 shots, 7 hits, 7 pens. Took 1 shot myself, which penned me obviously. Only 660 assistance this time. Nearly 40,000 credits, 36,000 profit. Didn't fire any premium. It looks like a cheap tank to run, so if you can get a good game, you're going to do well. And reward for mission completed. Is that my ×2? I guess that's what it is. 3,071 experience. Very nice. You can see my crew are already, well, 30s and 40s. So pretty good. Let's give it one more go. I mean, I think you don't really need to know any more than this is just a tiger at tier 6. Okay, so this time we are on the worst played map in the game, Lakeville. It's a tier 7 game. And it's Encounter. Now this is the game where everybody... This is the map, sorry, in the version of the game, Encounter, where it always seems like every bugger goes to the Valley of Death and nobody comes to the city. Now, at least in this game, I think pretty much everybody is going to do, well, not everyone, enough people are coming towards the valley, coming towards the city, and that's all you need, right? You need a few coming to the city. You need a few in the middle, and you need a few covering the Valley of Death. Not everybody going one way or another. So I'm going to fly along here, keeping my eye out in case there's anything in the middle to take a shot at. Here we go. Not going to stop though. Oh, and there's the blinking T-37 parked right where all the heavies are going to drive through. Great stuff. Great stuff. Yeah, good job. Good job, 37. And he says, only a moron will buy a Tiger 131. Yeah, well, maybe. Maybe, but I am that moron. So I think I'll point out to the fact that only a moron stops in the middle, in the open, which is what he did. So, anyway, whatever. The friends you make. So, we're going to keep going for the city. There's a heavy tank number 6 coming with me. T29 coming with me too. They're a bit further back, which is not ideal, but should be enough. We are, well, they're not meant, there's an IS, that's the only thing I'm really worried about on their team particularly. Let me try and get up here and into a, whoa, that's not what I wanted to see. Look at all those bad boys down there. Managed to bounce the OI experimental shell. Can I get another shot into him? No, didn't manage to pen him, which is a shame. So okay, I thought I'd hit the OI experimental, but obviously I didn't. That was the better shot. Oh, I think I went for the experimental and then hit the VK instead. The VK's around this side, so this is a bit awkward because I'm trying to side scrape a bit, which I should be okay to do against the IS and the OI, as long as the OI fires AP at me. But having the KV-85 around the corner is not so good. Now it looks like the IS hasn't got a top gun because he only did 150 damage on me. So that makes things a lot easier to deal with. So I'm going to try and concentrate on one. IS is still trying to hit me, but now I'm side scraping, he hasn't got a hope. Nice shot into the KV, he misses his shot. He's pretty much dead. Come on, finish him off, and then I can properly side scrape against those other guys. Even though this thing hasn't got the best armor in the world, you can still side scrape. IS knocks my tracks off, doesn't matter, did no damage, and I don't know what I was doing there. How was I ever going to hit him when I fired that low down? And then I bounce the shell off his turret, but and the ice finally gets a hit into me. Now he's gone, I can start to do a little bit more side scraping. Oh, if you're going to show me your backside, I'll put a shell through that, thanks mate. Thank you very much. Don't want to hit our own boy there. Another shot into the IS. 1200 damage. Can we get another one? Oh, just bounced. But the OI experimental is down. Not going to get another shot in the IS, I don't think. Oh no, maybe I will. He's making a run for it, so we'll put one through his turret. Nice shot. He's down. Not quite down. Yes, he is down. Okay, good. Right, so we've taken out everything they came to the city with. Time to move on up, see if we can get any more damage. I suspect not, because that rather friendly, happy-go-lucky T-37 is ahead of us, but what the hell. We can keep trying. Heavy tank number 6 is ahead of us. He's about the same, identical basically to us. Put one to the Stumpf, the Kampfsteier Waffle Doodah thingy, Tier 7 Premium TD, and finish him off. They've only got one left. That's the, there he is. And he's on his side, and it took me a minute to realise that he's on his side, and I missed the opportunity to kill him. Never mind, GG, good game. So that was a pretty good game. Third class sharpshooter and fire for effect. Finished third on the team, sorry, fourth on the team. 1700 damage, 1 kill, 799. 14 shots fired, hit with 13, penned with 7. About 600. Did 23 ramming when that T-37 just stopped in front of me. 44,000. I know he's a scout and he wants to get in the bush, but blimey, be aware of the heavy tanks coming screaming out behind you. Jesus. 44,000 credits, nearly 38,000 profit. 2,700 with the bonus for, presumably that's the Tank Fest bonus. I'm not entirely sure what that's for. Yeah, combat efficiency, there you go. So, yeah. So, verdict on the Tiger 131 is just like a heavy tank number 6. Surprise, surprise. It's just like a Tiger with a stock gun. Where it does struggle is when you're bottom tier against tier 8s and things. The 145 penetration of the standard round is not good enough in those kind of situations, and your armor isn't going to give you jack shit. However, this thing does have good view range, and if you set it up like I did to have decent view range, then that helps. I've now got what's my spotting range up to? 434, because I've put situational awareness on my radio man. So yeah, very effective as a spotter when you're bottom tier. But yeah, I mean, it's just a Tiger. It's just a Tiger. Well, it's not just a Tiger, it's the 131, and that's historic. And the only reason really for buying this thing is either you're stupid, or like me, or you just really want to collect all the tanks in the game, or you just have a thing about something as monumentally impressive as the 131 that you can see down at Bovington for real. Not sure which of those. I think probably all of those. A bit of what reason why I spent the money on it. Plus, it's not a ridiculous amount of money. £15 is not crazy. So anyway, hope you liked this quick look at the Tiger 131. Would I buy it if I wanted a decent premium? No, probably not. I think there's better tanks out there to get. It's not a bad tank by any means. It's a good all-rounder, but it requires a bit of nous to be able to be really successful in it, I think. But so a beginner, I'm not sure would struggle a little bit with it. I'm trying to think what other tier 6 I'd go for as a premium if I was a beginner. Let's have a quick look. Oops, very noisy around here suddenly. Tier 6 premium. Yeah, see, the Thunderbolt I think is more of an all-rounder. The Rudy certainly. I think those two I'd put out, and of course the Cromwell B, very much better I think in terms of an all-rounder tank for a beginner. But this thing is not bad. It's just not fantastic either. I'll enjoy playing it because I enjoy playing the heavy tank number 6, which is identical. So that's why I'll enjoy playing it, and because it's the 131 and that's a historic tank. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed this quick run through of the Tiger 131. If you did, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know in the comments, have you seen many of these on your travels? Maybe there'll be a few more over the weekend. I haven't seen many myself. So maybe Wargaming's policy of reskinning everything may come unstuck. I hope so. I do hope so, because it's lazy. It's frankly lazy. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you again soon. Enjoy your games. Have fun. Try not to take it too seriously. It's just a damn game after all. And I'll see you again soon. Gamerdom out.